Hi there, GTA fans and English learners. In today's video lesson, we're going to learn some vocabulary with Stephen Ogg, who played Trevor in Grand Theft Auto, and Jian Ghomeshi, who conducted this interview expertly. Let's do this.
For those who haven't played Grand Theft Auto 5, and this is a really interesting character that you play. Not a particularly sweet one. Yeah. Can you describe Trevor for people? How would you describe him?
Troubled. He's troubled. I mean, he's. I tried to do things like the loyalty. I mean, he does have a loyalty. He does have a sense of humor, however dark and sick and twisted it is.
Okay, so let's talk about these two words, virtues and vices. Virtues are the positives, the good aspects of a person's personality, and vices are the negatives. So Trevor is loyal to his friends. That's a virtue. He has a sense of humor. That's another strength of his. But unfortunately, he is deeply troubled and he murders people. Those are definitely vices.
There is humor in him. I mean, which is, when people say, "Oh, I found myself laughing and a little uncomfortable laughing." I'm like, okay, great. I did my job as far as I'm concerned. Didn't want to make him this one-note psychopath.
He didn't want to make him a one-note psychopath. I like that adjective, so let me add it to the list. This is a one-dimensional character. Another more advanced word that I could introduce here is pedestrian. He didn't want to play a very bland, uninteresting, lacking enthusiasm character. So I pronounce this one pedestrian. Remember, this is an adjective and is very different in meaning from the noun form. Pedestrian, meaning bland.
But he's, he needs that rush. He needs the rush of the be it the drugs or the crime or whatever that fuels him. But he's also incredibly loyal to those around him. If you cross him, he'll.
So if you cross him, you will be in trouble. Let's talk about the verb cross, which means to trick someone, to betray someone. This is very informal. Okay, so you can tell your friends, hey, don't cross me, okay? It means don't behave poorly towards me. Don't betray me. Don't trick or deceive me.
It's interesting because the character is so extreme. He's almost a parody of a bad guy, and yet he feels real. How do you make him real?
That was the big challenge. How do you make this guy who's larger than life real? And
larger than life. It's a great adjective, meaning extremely impressive or memorable or forceful.
It's just really about finding the connection with another person. I mean, I find the sense of humor with this guy, find his relationship to other people. And if you're doing your job as an actor and you're communicating those words and you're really talking to the other person, the humanity is going to come through, regardless of the situation, be it ridiculous or not.
It feels like we live in an era of amoral bad guys.
Amoral bad guy. So pay attention to the prefix a. We know what moral means. It means ethical, but amoral is anti-moral. So these are potentially protagonists, the main characters of a film or a book that act completely immorally. So let's pronounce it together, amoral.
In films and TV, to choose from as influences if you were looking for one. Did you have inspirations from your own viewing, or were you out to make Trevor your own?
The biggest, because I'm not a fan of copycatting by any means, but
he says, I'm not a fan of copycatting, and I'll end today's lesson with this great phrase, copycat, which means to imitate something very closely or to completely imitate someone or something. So he says, I'm not a big fan of copycatting anyone. I hope you have learned a word or two with my video lesson. Catch you in the next.